I need to hold it. It might float away. Oh! Safety third. What's up with this, bro?
Who did that?
Yeah.
This to that. Just I'm doing this.
Yeah, safety squints.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Dang. Pretty sweet, dude. Look at that.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Vroom, vroom.
Harley.
Fresh off the press.
So hurry up, bro. It's taco time. Damn. Look at that. Hey, still alive! What's up, guys, and welcome back to the vlog. Last week, you guys saw us weigh the ST, tear down some of the ST. Juan, what are we gonna show them today?
Well, we got a lot of new parts in, so we're gonna give them a rundown of what we got in. And I also wanna weigh this in this condition to see where it's at and see if the final product could weigh even less than this.
All right, yeah, because this still has the wheels, stock forks, which would be probably a lot of the weight.
Yeah, wheels, stock forks, stock triple trees, stock brakes. So there are a couple of things that we could do to lose weight even in this configuration. It has a stock battery, so we're gonna do a lithium one. I kind of just want to get a base on this and then see if our final product could be even less than that.
All right, so wait, what was the weight again? 708. So we'll go weigh this. So we're gonna do a lot of weighing stuff today. We'll weigh the bike, and then let's go check out this carbon that we got.
I need to hold it. It might float away.
So we got carbon back fender, electrical box covers, fairing, and we do have the saddlebag sides. Rick over at Ghost Composites, he's the one that threw this together for us very quickly. Threw it all in his car and he drove it over here, and he got here and he was like, I totally forgot to throw your saddlebag sides on here.
It's all right though, we'll weigh those on the next vlog, but at least we can start weighing these and getting an idea of how much weight we're losing.
And another one, the inner bag piece that Juan designed.
Hey,
so this piece you guys saw on the last vlog, it basically replaces the inner fairing, this piece. This to that. What I want to start doing is weighing all these components and really getting the differences in weight that we're going to see on this inner fairing, the front of the fairing, the back fender. So we need to do a little bit of work to get these pieces ready for weighing. Take off some of the metal pieces of that fairing so the measurements are accurate. We need to take off struts and the light and all of that so we can get exact weight of this metal fender versus the carbon fender, see how much weight we're actually saving as we go along this process. So one other thing too is we're probably gonna go with some sort of minimal taillight assembly. We'll probably go away from this whole deal.
dude, look at all that Loctite. Jesus.
That's basically it.
Maybe 3/4 of the weight.
I would say it's like 8 pounds.
8? No, it's like 5.
5, you think? Yeah, half the weight. We are where all the orders get shipped out. Say what up, Jack.
What's up, guys?
Here we are. We have the components to match them up. Carbon fender, metal side covers, carbon side covers, the plastic fairing to the carbon fairing, and then some components that we're taking off that will never go back on, so we'll start shaving weight. Let's start with this one. It's like we know this isn't coming back on. There will be something that replaces it, but it's gonna be fractions of what. Zeroed out.
Just throw that in there.
4 pounds.
So light stuff. Okay, 4 pounds. It's pretty good.
Yep. Let's do the side covers. Scale is zeroed out. Okay. Side covers. They're made out of metal and they weigh only 1.5 pounds.
Ooh, that one's gonna be tough.
That's actually pretty light. I shifted it and it's 2 pounds. Let's go 2.
2.
2 pounds, bro. See if this even reads. Doesn't read. All right, go.
Let's just go, bud. 1/2 pound.
All right, 1/2 pound on this scale. Let's just throw it on this just to see. Yeah, 1/2 pound. We shaved
1.5 pounds.
Okay, 1.5. 4 pounds we shaved on the lights.
Yeah.
All right, now the big pieces. Back fender.
Which still isn't even really that big.
Look, it's so interesting. Everyone's standing around watching. 6 pounds. Didn't I say 5?
No, you said 8. I said 5 to 6.
Carbon fender.
I'd say 2.75. Oh.
2.5. 2.5 pounds for the fender. So what did we save there?
3.5
3.5, 3.5 pounds. Okay.
Okay. Now this one. 5 pounds.
Five.
These things aren't that heavy.
5 pounds for the stock fairing. All right. Carbon fairing. 3 pounds. 2 pounds.
Yep. Stock was 2.
2 pounds. Okay. And then what was the back fender?
Rear fender was 6 pounds. Front fairing was 5 pounds.
5. So in those components, not including front fender that we haven't weighed or taken into consideration, or the bags that we're also working on lightening. We started at 13 for these components. 13 minus 6. So we saved 7 pounds.
Lost 1.5 from the side covers. We lost 3.5 from the rear fender, and we lost 2 from the front.
We're doing our best to shave every pound we can, and there's some much bigger components that will be shaving a lot more. But remember, we shaved 14 pounds on the stock exhaust so far. We're gonna lose the tail light assembly that was on there. That was 4 pounds, so that's 18 pounds. And then we just shaved another, what for these? 7 pounds, 25 pounds so far that we've shaved. And we haven't touched the wheels, the suspension, any of the billet components that we make that we already know are lighter. So let's also go do the inner fairing. Let's go see that, what that is. Here's the inner fairing you guys saw earlier. We'll weigh this after. Now, if you guys remember, on the last vlog, we showed you guys this component, did the SolidWorks drawing of it. I 3D scanned the bike. Just so you guys know, when you 3D scan these components, tell them it doesn't actually give you...
Right, it doesn't give you the information like right off the bat. It gives you, you still need a lot of other steps to be able to pull measurements from it. So the scan is just maybe like 25%. Then we bring it into another program. Then we start pulling the mounting points, and then we bring that into SolidWorks, and then we start designing. So that's just a really small portion.
So I couldn't personally buy the scanner and use it and scan it and be like, I have all the measurements. Let me crayon draw how I'm gonna hold this thing. It's not that simple.
There's a lot more that goes into it. And then even you have to keep in mind we're scanning a part that's manufactured. So we keep that in mind too and try to find the real numbers, not what these parts are actually giving us, because they have tolerances too. So that's kind of another thing we have to take into consideration.
So again, this component, it may not be our final component. This may require more R&D for fitment. It may require more R&D for strength. But right now, he was able to pull the grams of this, the weight. Yeah. You thought it was going to weigh 1.8. So we'll check that on the scale. But first, we already did this, but let's just do it one more time.
6.5.
All right, 6.5 pounds for the inner fairing. Doing out. Not even 2 pounds. It's like 1.7, 1.8.
Which is what SolidWorks
something like that.
And it's got the saran wrap, which is good for 0.01.
Oh God, I'll tell you right now what it's good for. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, here.
Oh, it did. I said 10.9, it went to 10.8. What setting?
Save 5 pounds. Hoping that this is strong enough to hold the fairing up. But we have to mount it to the stock mount, and we have to make sure that the structure of the fairing, structure of this, all will hold strength at high speeds.
When it's protecting wind at 100 miles an hour, like it's really pushing on it, you know?
But we have the opportunity to add gussets in certain locations. This isn't our final product. We're not 100% sure that this is going to work. That's our first stab at it.
Yep.
The thing is that we got to the point where we said we were gonna save about 25 pounds, but we hadn't weighed this yet. About 30 pounds we've shaved so far. We haven't touched the saddlebags, which already have carbon outers, and a whole new interior we're doing. We have the forks, we have the wheels, so there's still so much to go, and we've saved 30 pounds. And let's start test fitting stuff before we send it out to paint. Let's make sure this works.
The first thing, I'm gonna cut these off. So the reason for that is, if I line this up here, I could have easily added a cutout here, and I actually did, but the problem is, see these witness marks?
Yep.
Those are from the tooling on the press brake. So if there's a hole in that area, it messes with the bend. So this is kind of like my no touch zone in terms of cutouts.
Okay.
My way around that is I'm just gonna cut this. And then...
So you're gonna cut this off?
Yeah.
So is the bike gonna be a salvage title after?
It's gonna be blown out.
We have enough time, we wanted to make this out of aluminum.
We could save some weight
But
here for sure.
I think we could even just put some speed holes in this thing. Like if you drilled a couple, one big one, Maybe one big one there.
We could speed hole it for sure, but we could save, it's not a lot of weight, but like maybe percentage wise, we could save probably like 40% of this weight.
8 weeks or 7 weeks from Born Free.
Yeah.
But we have to have this bike done at least like 2 weeks prior for the obligations of getting it ready for Harley-Davidson to shoot. So we don't have all the way until the day of Born Free to actually have this bike ready. So we're basically picking and choosing our battles of what we can design, get manufactured, assemble, test fit, get ready to be on the bike. So there's some components we would like to do that we might just have to deal with remanufacturing stock, you know, chopping up stock stuff like this. So let's get to it.
Safety third. Let me get some glasses. What's up with this, bro?
Who did that?
Bro.
What were you cutting, dude?
Or should I just break it off and just run it like 3/4?
Just use the skip.
This was freaking brand new, bro.
Who did that?
I don't know, homie. This might blow out the mic.
You gotta plug it in for it to work.
That one doesn't work. That's it. We're fighting. Not too shabby. Cut twice, measure once.
When I'm standing behind you without safety glasses and I'm doing this.
Yeah, safety squints.
Does that help?
Yeah, it's safety. All right, so now I just need to drill these holes out because I made them a little bit smaller.
Why'd you make them smaller?
Because to compensate for the laser, but I like to make them smaller and bore them out to whatever size I want. The laser always leaves like a jagged edge. Hold a little bit.
Hey. It's gonna look sick. The bottom flans.
The bottom flans dialed in.
What's up, dipstick boy?
What's up? Pretty good. No.
So we're test fitting the stock fairing on it because the carbon one, we don't want to like be going on, off with that one. Once we know it's fit correctly or we like the fit, we will do a final test for the carbon. One lost bolts.
No, you didn't.
They're in there on the.
What's new?
If this is mounted here, watch, now shake it.
I think we need to add this. Maybe this piece here.
Yeah.
I added this extra.
Yep.
So they could do this bend.
Uh-huh.
But I could run it down and then make it an L. Because I think what's happening is this plane is just flexing too.
Yeah.
If I give them a bend here along the whole bottom, it's
Yep.
gonna strengthen that up.
Like lengthen that down, bend it up, and then maybe even weld it into that corner.
That would be ideal, and then it would be like its own built-in little
That's what I'm
gusset.
thinking. Yeah. But I think that, because that's where I see the flex. It's like in this section.
Yeah. The bend is actually pretty strong here.
Yeah, I don't see the flex there
It's
yet.
just kind of in that area.
Right now, we don't have anything to this 5th and 6th mounting hole. We didn't go to this bar yet.
Yeah, we'll get rid of this one and we'll remake this
Yeah.
out of aluminum.
Okay.
And then we'll go straight up to here.
Yep. And then keep in mind, our fairing is lighter than this fairing. That does help a little bit in terms of flex.
We may have to cut this off. I wasn't too sure, I didn't scan this, so it doesn't do anything for strength. I would just
Come down.
cut it all off. It's
Really?
not doing anything. I mean, we.
Or you could even come down with it.
Yeah, if we wanted.
Skeleton V1. This is kind of a squirrel moment, but check this out real quick. We already got the prototype linkage that we were talking about in that last vlog. Whoa, pretty sweet, dude. Look at that, with 2 fingers. That was a total squirrel side note, but I figured you guys would dig that.
Vroom, vroom.
We want to delete the on-off portion of the bag. So basically this whole structure, this part and on-off part, and we also want to suck the bags in. So Juan designed this that we would hard mount to the side of the bike. And right now it's out of aluminum. We could possibly do this out of carbon. Due to cost of prototyping and test fitting, we didn't want to make the prototypes out of carbon. We wanted to see if it would work out of aluminum before we made it out of carbon. And then if we get it to work and we like how it works, then we may make it out of carbon so that way it's even that much lighter. It's
yeah.
gonna hit.
Yeah. But that's easy to fix, right? That's just these spacers there.
But by the time you space it out, are you back to the stock spacing?
We should still be like about 1.25 inches. That has those spacers that go in here, plus this, plus this.
Yeah.
So let's put more spacers in it. Let's bring it out to where we think it needs to go. But I also want to, well, there's a couple things. I needed to cut the hinge, but we don't have argon. I need to cut the hinge and take off 1/2 inch from this.
Yeah.
I 3D printed some spacers, and that might be able to get us going a little bit, but let's also space that out a little bit. It's pretty good, huh? Fresh off the press.
Oh, that's spacing it out as much as you thought.
This will get us an idea. And then these are the little locks for the race pins.
These?
Mm-hmm.
Say, si se puede.
Homie!
And there you go. So on this side of the bag, you got the logo right. That reads correctly.
The holes are wrong
But
though.
the holes were wrong. The logo's wrong, but everything's correct. This is what it takes in first production or first prototyping.
That's why we prototyped it.
Yeah.
The drill, get some more of these, and we'll be back.
445. On a lot of our videos, when we eat tacos, especially in the Valley, a lot of people comment on there like, you gotta check out Angel's Tacos. Angel's Tijuana Tacos. For those of you, I'm pulling up the IG right now. Check this out. They got a trompo. Look at that thing, dude. Look, trompo on a torta. Right here, dude. Homemade.
Tortillas.
How many could you finish? Straight whipping them up. Chatsworth is basically the town right next to us. It should take us like not that long to ride there.
Bro, what bikes are we taking? They're all broken.
Juan broke parts on his Dyna. Dude, we got enough bikes to ride. We'll figure that out. I'm not sure about that. But what do we want to do?
Give me like 20 more minutes on this, and then I just want to throw it on there and then see if it swings down still, and then we can head out.
So hurry up, bro. It's taco time. I got both 39mm front end bikes warming up out there. So right when you feel confident to leave, you can get on and do a burnout.
Oh gosh.
All right.
I don't have the tool.
You can hand tighten it for now. Can't find the tool, it's right in front of his face.
Hey, what is it for the like these?
Right there.
Obviously we lost some weight, most of the bracketry or hard mounting, but we also kept the ability to have it swing down. And that's kind of like the overall goal, right? We want to still be able to use these bags. So if we really wanted to, out riding, you can still throw your hoodie in there and retain the functionality of the bag.
Okay.
But it weighs less, it's sucked in a little bit more versus stock. But there's a couple of things we need to consider.
Yeah.
That might be different versus the swing arm we're getting.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, we still need to dial in this difference. It still weighs higher. See that?
Yeah. Together ST, so you get a little bit of better comparison, like almost like put it up and like measure.
Yeah, but I mean, that was the goal, right? We wanted to maintain the bag, keep its usability, but
so
take some weight.
From a naked eye, if you're 10 feet away from the bike, it looks the same. There's bags on it, bearing on it, and if you get on the bike, the bags still work. We may lose 10 or 20% of volume, but we don't ever plan on full-blown road tripping the bike. This still is like a weekender, like canyon ripper. Yeah. So you want to throw an extra layer in. I mean, we're right there. I think a little bit more, and you would be clearing. Like right off the bat, I don't like the slop.
Yeah, I was gonna put a grommet, kind of what's on the gauge.
Oh, okay, like a rubber grommet?
Because a slop is only because
that's the line. Yeah.
And this is already thicker than the first rev.
Okay.
But I was just kind of playing around with that. We need to make limiting straps.
Boys are coming.
That's right. All right.
They're hitting the taco run, Juan. I feel like we've made some progress today.
That part, test fit that part.
We got the carbon, we're test fitting more on that, but the day's over. We've done enough for today. The day's not over for the vlog. The day's over for working on the bike. Andres on his lowrider. Luis, what is this again, a lowrider? On a lowrider. Lowrider. Fresh tortillas, trompo. Since you basically said you haven't ridden the FXR that much, I want you to feel the power, like feel what it's like when you kind of like dump the clutch on that thing. And I want you to remember how I was doing like non-clutch up wheelies?
Power wheelie?
Just like power, you don't need to get to 12 o'clock. Like you could just literally do like a rack. Like just see what it feels like to try to get the tire off of the ground.
Yeah, that would be interesting
on a Harley.
It has a built 111,
Yeah,
right?
so you're riding the FXR.
Oh my gosh, dude. This clutch.
Race clutch, bro.
Oh, dude. It's like,
Hey.
yeah. The throttle and it like spun and then it was like, this thing is gnarly.
I'm thinking that Pastor looks amazing, and dude, you see it just straight bubbling. Look at it bubbling.
Tacos del pastor y una molita al pastor.
El pastor, por favor.
Tres Pastor.
Tacos?
Yeah, and Pastor Molita one.
Spices it up for you.
Yeah.
That one yours? Hey,
That Molita is no joke.
Yeah.
That's the oversized corn.
I don't know if I could fit that much inside me.
Take that back. Take that back. Some onions, jalapeno. Try it out, might cool the mouth down. A couple onions, horchata.
I got a molita. They go. You never know. It could be a small tortilla. It could be this tortilla or the bigger one. Each place is different. This was a mid-size, but it was still bigger than what I was expecting. I hear that all the time. And then I got the 2 al pastor tacos.
All right, let's dive in, bro. It's the best part, bro.
Look at that. If you guys could feel how soft this tortilla is, look at that. I left one taco on my plate because they load them up with so much meat, and this thing's so big, dude, look at that. I didn't want to be so full that by the time I got to this thing, I wasn't ready for it. Damn. I'm pretty bummed.
I don't know how you guys are still sitting, bro. I gotta stand up, dog.
What do you got, dude?
Dude, I haven't finished yet.
I've never handled this much meat at once.
This is the first time that I think it's tapped all of us out, and even me, dude. Look at that. It's not that it's not good. It's that
Andres ain't tapping out, bro. Look.
Bro.
fire, bro.
On that back. Taco?
Yeah, the molita's bomb and the cheese is bomb. It kind of falls apart. They load it up with so much meat. Like, I'm not mad at that, but it doesn't really stay constructed.
Yeah.
You know, so you get more of the flavor because the cheese isn't overtaking it. Homemade tortillas, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best pastor I had ever.
But it's a good combo. It was the meat was pretty decent. The tortillas are really good. Even though we've had a little bit better meat, it's still, I would say 7.
I almost think the one on Platt, I still almost think that one still overall tastes better.
Yeah, 100%. So this is like,
yeah, 7s. All right, what streets? We're at Mason and Devonshire. Angel's Tacos. Those of you that told us about this place, it's bomb, but you need to come over to Platt and Victory. That place, I think, still ranks pretty high.
Morales Tacos.
Morales.
That one's top of our chart, yeah.
You think so?
far.
You used to have 9.5s and you lowered it?
Yeah, I lowered it.
Why?
And I just lowered it to see if it, like, you know, I feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, just like in
For
general,
riding.
just in general.
And after you're swapping out, what have you found so far?
Definitely felt a lot more comfortable with the setup.
You think that's because of your height? Like what made it more comfortable?
Yeah, I felt like riding also, and like with the wheelies and stuff, I felt more in control. I felt like I was more over the bike than the bike being like, you know, my arms being over than me a little bit.
Okay. So now do you feel like if you put like different bars and risers on your dyno that you're comfortable with, could you do the same wheelies?
Within the same day, I could get used to it. I mean, it's always a different setup. There's going to be a learning curve. I think I could get used to it and like get to where I'm at, maybe a little bit better.
I think what he's also trying to say on this bike or that bike, and the two bikes that I ride that I know I wheelie, you could put 4-inch risers, 6-inch risers, 8-inch risers, 10-inch risers, and stock bars, any bar, and for the most part, I'll be able to wheel it. And I'm not trying to say that in a cocky way.
No.
I'm saying the more comfortable you get
Exactly.
in the clutch up and like when to use the seat bounce and to shift the weight while letting the clutch out, that technique. Once you master that on that bike, then you can kind of get it with any seat, any handlebar, any riser. Like kind of like staying like this. Start looking like at your foot pegs.
Okay.
Like you don't need to look to the side, but like look at like where your seat meets your gas tank, and then like start pulling your hands, because getting your bike up isn't gonna be any more power.
Yeah.
It's gonna be now here. You're here right now. Like start thinking about, you gotta be like
there
to get the bike to stand up. You're getting your bike 9 o'clock every time. To get to that 10, 11, you need to start like pulling the bike up.
Okay.
You can almost tell you're going up and you're like letting off, and you're floating like for a second, and then you let off so long that it, and then you
back down, and I tried to chase it again. And
did you feel any difference when you like, you noticed?
It stayed up longer when I went like this, like that one time.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yep.
IB1 Kenny Bohe. Harley.
Yeah.
He's gonna let me ride his bike.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, he's still alive!
Got it?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You know what? My name is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Cheesy, bro. Get out of here with them dad jokes. Nah, just
Don't wheelie it, because I don't trust you. But ride that thing back and let Juan ride that back.
Almost knocked the bike over.
Sissy, I was on it, bro.
Oh, brother.
Have you ridden an FXR?
No, that was my first time.
No
That thing's
way.
older
Yeah.
than he is.
Yeah, dude. There we go.
All right.
I'm gonna like the sharp bar setup, not gonna lie.
I never ridden on a heavy, dude. This is heavy, dude.
What were you doing? You were like misshifting it.
Dude, it's because I keep thinking like to let go right here, but it's like all the way out there. Man, this thing is gnarly, bro.
I gotta give you respect. Mad props. Your wheelies have progressed quite a bit.
Thank you.
He's crushing it, dude. He's
Yep,
been getting
yep.
at it.
Thank you.
Hell
Been
yeah.
trying, dude, because the homie Juan right here, you know, helping me out, motivating me a little bit, you know.
He was the only one that listened.
I'm happy that we rented that street out. We were on a closed course.
Yep.
And you're basically a professional. So that was on a closed course by professionals. Thank you so much for supporting professionals and what they love to do.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try that at home.
Just telling me that some cars trying to run him off the road, dude.
I need a ride. I need a ride.
I'm not laughing at him, dog. I'm laughing with him.
Dude, I know you was, homie was about to press you, dude. He was like, homie, don't laugh at me, fool. Bro, you better, hey.
Chill out. All right, guys, the day is coming to an end. Juan, how do you feel about our progress, everything that you worked on so far? You got to see from measurements, imagination, your computer screen, to in person, and I think we need some changes, but you can let us know your thoughts.
I feel good on it, but I'm actually gonna be gone the rest of the week, so that's stressing me out a little bit. I mean, we bought these like 2 weeks ago, so any changes that we need to make sure that the next shot we get, it's dialed. There's no other, like, another revision. So we need to hit it back hard next week when we're back. I feel good with our progress, but I'm also still not like, oh, we're smooth sailing. Like, we need to be on it when we get back. Round of revisions for everything, the bag bracket, the fairing bracket, it needs to be dead on. We have like 0 margin for error. We're not gonna be able to make any more changes because we're out of time.
Yeah, I got a text message from our Connect that basically is working with us from Harley with this bike. How stressed is Juan? I just watched your vlog.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident we'll get it done, and we're gonna do whatever it takes to get it done. I think with everything, you just, in your head, you want to be more ahead than reality.
It's like you're working on a school project and it's gonna be the last night.
100%. Like, it's never like that.
That's not reality.
Yeah, it's never like that. I'm happy with the progress. I'm sure we're gonna get it done, but there's still a lot that needs to happen.
We got a lot to look forward to. We got a surprise for you on the next one. You're just gonna have to wait.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna have to wait. So thank you guys for coming along. We hope you enjoyed the tacos like the 4 of us just did. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you later.
Oh, I couldn't even do it. Damn, I couldn't even do it. Don't laugh at my hog, bro.